What's up, guys? Young Bucks, old goats. I got a quick post game here for you on the Dolphins game. It won't take long. Instant reaction here. Didn't do a lot of research. Obviously disappointed. Bridgewater, first pass attempt of the game. Not only is it a safety, but he's out for the game. Was that hit vicious? Is that a hit we see a lot? Are they taking more care because Bridgewater has a history of concussions and we're on the heels of this national attention on Tua and the Dolphins for concussions? I mean, is Tua still screwing us over even when he doesn't play is what I'm thinking. Because now not only is he not playing, but we got his rule that was implemented, and now, our next up is also having to go by that rule. I don't know. That looked like a regular NFL type hit, Is the NFL watching us closer and that's why they're doing it? Who knows? Is Tua's legacy now going to be the Tua rule, which is a concussion rule? That would suck. I certainly, don't hope that becomes his legacy, the name of a concussion rule, I guess one bright side, and I have been seeing that around the NFL too. I'm not just going to pin it on the Dolphins. A lot of games I've been watching, routine things that seemed like routine, and again, that's always easy for me to say here, drinking my bourbon. Routine NFL hits I've seen a long time in the NFL. Now those guys are going in the tent. They're getting out for the game. I'm not saying I want anybody to get killed out there, obviously, but I'm just saying the game is changing. For the better or the worse, that's definitely for the health of the players is better. For the game, you want the best players playing, obviously. So there's that. And at least the bright side, or I guess the only bright side, is these Skylar Thompson people will finally shut up. Some of them might still say, oh, he needs a full game, but come on, man. That guy's a 7th-round pick. Yes, he played nicely in the preseason. Yes, those were against guys that are not in the league anymore. Could he be a nice backup? Maybe. Could he eventually be a starter? Possibly. Is that going to be this year? No, it's not going to be this year. Ideally, we get that guy some more action whenever we can, and maybe we don't have to sign a Teddy Bridgewater for $10 million. We have him on a rookie deal if we're lucky. So that's what I feel about Skylark. But dude, the two-on people who are acting like they're vindicated now because, you saw we need Tua because Bridgewater he couldn't play and Skylar's not good enough and all this. That doesn't absolve you. The reason that we are in this position is because Tua cannot stay on the field. The reason that we have to sign a $10 million backup like Bridgewater is because we know that Tua cannot stay on the field. The reason we have to waste a draft pick, which I was not a fan of wasting a 7th-round draft, even any draft pick, because we didn't have a lot this year. And I'll talk about the draft a little bit more in a little bit, but that's why we had to draft a quarterback too, probably, because we know that they know that this guy can't stay on the field, While you see other guys draft quarterbacks, Belichick was always drafting quarterbacks. He was never bringing in a $10 million backup. Why? Because he knew that Tom Brady was going to play. Was he drafting guys? Yes, because that was good for not having to pay out a lot of money for a backup. And, he could develop some people, and he did. There's a lot of former Patriot quarterbacks starting around the league right now. Garoppolo's one. Brissett is another. Hoyer, longtime backup. He started the other day and then got hurt. So, I much rather draft my backups than be paying like we do all the time. We've been having some of the better backups in the league for many years. So I don't think that this is something good for Tua. I still think, the reason we're in this position is because you can't stay on the field. So much so, he's missed, since he got that first start in week 7 or 8 of 2020, he's missed 6 out of a possible 31 games that he could have started. That's all of last year, 16 games. That's 10 games from his rookie season, and that's 5 games this year. That's about 20% of the games that he's not able to start. That doesn't even count the games that he's been knocked out of or gotten hurt and came back from. So, that's got to change. He's got to play when healthy, obviously. But then when healthy, you got to stay on the field. People say he hangs on to the ball too long. That's why. Well, that's his fault. That's his problem. He's got to fix that. We have to deal with the injuries because he can't do that. So it's just like any job. You can't say, well, I'm sick, or I can't make it because my car broke down, or somebody died in my family. When you're not at work, you're not productive. You cannot help the team. And when you're not on the field, you cannot help the team. And that's what's going on, and that's what he's doing, not purposely, obviously. That's what's happening to him. And that's not good. Obviously, I don't need to state the obvious, but it seems with some of these two-and-on people that you have to state it. At best, he's injury prone. Oh, no, it's because he holds on to the ball. Well, whatever. He gets injured a lot more than anybody that's been successful in this league. So that has to change. And on the subject of the draft, man, as I'm watching, and I hate to be so negative, but it's, this is what you get when you're a Dolphin fan for so long. Dude, Phillips, I don't think he's doing much. I'm looking at these high draft picks. I can't even pronounce the corner's name yet. That's how bad he's been. Igben not going to be in the league long if undrafted free agents are starting in front of you in corner when you're down the top 2 cornerbacks in the league. So you're down X-Man and Jones, and this guy still, is getting bumped ahead by Kadu, who's a good corner. I like him, and Needham, both undrafted free agents. Can we put the bust stamp on that guy already? At this point, he's just taking up a roster spot possibly that we don't need. Let's look at the box score a little bit. Skyler, 19 of 33, 166 yards, 1 pick, no touchdowns. Another silver lining, finally, and I guess it takes your third string cornerback being in there. Finally, they ran the ball with Mostert, 18 carries for 113 yards. That was good to see. We need more of that. They need to run the ball with that guy. Run that guy, I don't want to say into the ground, but let's get that guy 20 touches, man. That guy can make some plays. Hill and Waddle, not much. They had 10 catches, but they combined for like 50 yards. That's like 5 yards, if my math is right there. This Breece Hall from the Jets just absolutely crushed us. He almost had double hundreds, rushing and receiving. 18 carries, 97 yards, and a TD. 2 receptions for 100 yards. And then to add insult to injury, we had Braxton Berrios, the local former UM guy, and I think even before that, a Miami guy, got the TD run for 15 yards against us there at the end of the game, just to put that dagger in the back for us. You always heard everybody. I heard some delusional people talking about undefeated when they were 3-0. Man, we got lucky versus the Ravens, dude. That was a miracle. We should be 2-3, maybe 1-4 even. A lot of people cashing in their receipts, and we just gave the Jets another receipt before time. Is there a good roster? Yeah, there's a good roster. But like every NFL team, it goes down to your quarterback. And when your quarterback, whatever he is, whatever Tua is, good, great, game manager, MVP, you need continuity. You need practice. You need the scheme. You need familiarity. You need stability. And he has not shown that he can do that. The team has not been able to get that out of him for whatever the reasons may be. Hold on the ball too long. Flores hated him. There's always something is the thing. There's always something. And I look forward to the day when there isn't anything and we don't have to spend $10 million on a backup who himself has a concussion injury history. I know. I'm being negative. I get it. I know. I'm pissed. while I'm pissed, Jason Sanders. When did that guy start sucking, dude? It just feels like he had a pretty good rookie year, then a decent second year, really good third year, and then he's kind of been sucking, dude. He could have made a field goal to put us ahead, if I'm not mistaken here, and he missed it. I don't know. That when you start playing like that, teams cut ties with you. So he's got to turn it around. And can we stop going for it on fourth down, especially on our side of the field? I mean, I'm seeing a lot of teams go for it on fourth down. We benefited from that. Even the Jets did it once, and we benefited from that. The Ravens did it a couple of times, and we benefited from that. The Ravens did it again in another game and lost. I think all that hype, those numbers guys that are saying go for it on fourth down, they're probably like, maybe you shouldn't go for it on fourth down all the time, I'm a little old school in that regard. So we got the Vikings coming up. I don't even know if Bridgewater's going to play. We don't know. We would hope he does, but who knows? And who knows when Tua's coming back. Then we got the Steelers, who took a pretty nice beating today. Lions, who took a pretty nice beating today. And then the Bears. But this team cannot be in the bottom of the league in rushing attempts with this quarterback situation that we have going on right now. They need to be running the ball more than anybody. We don't have the four horsemen back there, but there's a pretty good stable of running backs back there where we could be pounding the ball, and that's going to make everything so much easier for whoever. We were one play away from Cedric Wilson, wide receiver, playing quarterback. So think about that for a minute. We really need to start running the ball more. And what is the new concussion rule in the NFL? Is it if you fall down, if a quarterback falls down, that's it? Is there going to be a new sack rule? Like you get sacked, that's it, you're out for the game? It's just, I don't know. It seems we may be going too cautious. Now, it is football, right? It seems like somebody falls down and that's it. The team fought for a little while, but, you can't do much when you're playing with your third-string quarterback. That didn't prepare to be 2 weeks ago. That guy he didn't even know how to put his uniform on, basically. Now, this game, he's going to be the backup, and then all of a sudden, not even, after any sort of game time. I think it was the first play. He's in after the first play. So, it just sucks. A lot of them will say, watch how this team will be with Tua. That's what we all want. We want to find out, play and find out, good, bad, or otherwise. But we don't want this lingering thing where he doesn't play enough or we don't know and we keep, I think you got to draft a quarterback next year because I've said it time and time again. I don't think you've ever seen any quarterback with his injury history that's been successful in the NFL. Do all teams go through this sort of pain? Or is it just the Dolphins? I don't know. I hate to be so negative, but this is sort of what being a Dolphin fan is all about, right? Unfortunately, that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I got, dude. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. And I'm gonna do what is happening to the Dolphin seasons. I'm gonna go in the tank. Later, guys.